All right, guys. Hey, it's Colton Lindsay here. Welcome to another 10 Minutes with a Fearless Agent. We got Carolyn Castillo. And do I say this right? Carolyn Castillo? Is that how you say it?
Yes, Castillo.
Castillo. I thought I got it right. Awesome. So just so you guys know, this is obviously sponsored by Fearless Agent. And the whole purpose of this is really just to talk to other Fearless Agent coaching clients and members and find out their experience. So, Carolyn, welcome to 10 Minutes with a Fearless Agent.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Awesome. So tell everyone real quick in about 30 seconds or less where you're from and how other agents can send you referrals.
Okay, so I'm in sunny South Florida and I work at Realty World. So if you have any clients wanting to move to Paradise, you can definitely call me 954
Awesome. So Carolyn, how long have you been in the real estate business?
Well, I actually got my license when I was 18 and worked a couple of years, had a bunch of fun, and then became a mom and did the mom thing. And I'm just back in the business about 3 weeks ago.
Awesome. So about 3 weeks ago, get rocking and rolling. And
Yes.
how did you find out about Fearless Agent?
Yes, so definitely through your videos. Basically, I learned all my cold calling scripts, everything from you. You were actually my trainer, you didn't know.
Awesome.
And so I was doing that. And then when I went out on my own, I decided to hire Bob because I wanted to do everything 100% correctly. So,
Awesome. And so before you were working as an ISA and you're like, hey, I'm gonna go on my own now. And you reached out to Bob. Did you go to the website first? Did you just call him or how did you connect with Bob?
yeah. I think what did I do? Yeah, I called and I spoke to Doreen, and she was super nice. And she booked me a time slot to speak with Bob, and we set it up. He called me, and we had an awesome conversation, and I was sold.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
now you've been a fearless agent for about 3 weeks, correct?
Yes. Yeah. I actually joined about 3 months ago or 2 months ago and just internalized, the scripts, the listing presentation before I actually started. And
Okay.
then, so basically, my first day when I started, I hit the ground running. So,
And so when you say hit the ground running, what did that look like?
well, my first day, I hit the phones, I booked an appointment, I went out, I got the listing. So, it was my first listing. So, I was super excited. And pretty much the last 2 weeks, I've consistently been booking one appointment a day. I've done now, how many presentations? Like five, like three, four presentations. One lady stood me up on the phone, so that didn't count.
That happened.
Uh, yeah. But so I've done legit four listing presentations. I got two listings so far. One old people that the husband doesn't want to sell, so that didn't work out. And then a lady that I went today that it's going to be a listing for the future.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you had on the phone, you were telling me before when we were talking on the phone, you had said you had set an appointment with someone and they basically said over the phone, hey, we're not going to list, right?
Right. Yeah.
Tell us
So
about that.
yeah, so it was a gentleman that I spoke to. It was just a cold call, and I called him up, and I said, "Are you thinking about selling?" He says, "No, not really." And I said, "Do you plan on selling ever?" And he chuckled, and he says, "Well, I'm going to retire in 4 years." And then with Bob's script, he teaches you to basically say, "Well, if you could end up losing tens of thousands, $20,000, would you absolutely have to wait?" And he said, "No." So I just booked the appointment because that's what Bob tells me to do. And I was freaking out. I actually called Bob and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I just booked this appointment with this guy. He's not going to move for 4 years. Is this a legit appointment?" And he says, "Yeah, definitely." So I went. I was super excited. It was my second listing presentation. So I went, I did the whole thing. He told me he's not going to sign. He's 4 years out. After I did the whole thing, I walked out with the listing. So I was
Awesome.
excited.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So it worked.
So
So
it worked.
how has your experience been as a fearless agent so far with the scripts, with the coaching calls? How has it been?
Yeah. It's like hands down the best experience ever. Like honestly, if I hadn't done Bob and like gotten trained by you that you don't even know, but like the Colton training camp, it just I wouldn't have the success. I mean, honestly, like with Bob, he teaches you the schedule, which I kind of already learned from you on the videos, you know, following a schedule, having that schedule. So every day as an agent, you're very purpose driven. You know, I come to the office, I'm here at 8, I'm on the phones till 12. I go to lunch. Then I do my paperwork. If I don't have an appointment, I'm back on the phones again for the afternoon. You know, so that's like, it gives you so much purpose because I worked at a real estate office for, you know, about 8 months. And you kind of see how realtors, you know, they just kind of come and go as they please. They don't really have any direction, you know. So Bob, you know, gives you that direction, gives you the goals, and the scripts, I mean, are amazing. I first started when I was calling, I was doing the whole Mike Ferry. And to me, it was like the most annoying thing ever, you know, like the asking 500 questions, you know. So when I came across the cold calling script and it was like, are you thinking about selling? Like simple, you know? And they're like, no, click. I don't want to, you know, do you have any friends, neighbors? I mean, it's true. Who's going to give you that information? You know, I'm not, you know? So it just made so much sense. And then some of the things that he teaches, I feel a little bit uncomfortable, you know, at first, you know, like, you know, well, do you have any plans on moving ever? You know, and people are like, are you serious? Like, you kind of go outside of your comfort zone and you just trust Bob and trust the scripts, and it actually works, you know?
Awesome. You mentioned before earlier too, you had seen some other agents or you experienced cold calling before you started as Fearless Agent.
Right.
And it wasn't as effective because it didn't kind of have a system or a plan to follow up with this. Tell us what you mean by that and how you kind of learned to change that.
Yeah. So basically, you know, the cold calling is, you know, pretty difficult because you're, I mean, not difficult, but you're talking to someone that maybe is going to sell in 6 months and you have a, you know, 1 minute conversation with them. How are they going to remember you? How are you going to stay in touch? You know, so Bob actually has a system where a marketing program that you actually send them out, you know, 8 postcards. There's a whole follow-up plan. So now it's like these people, you're when they hear real estate or they think about selling, they can't help but to know who you are.
Yeah.
So that I see is going to be a gold mine. So I am setting my appointments, but at the same time, I'm getting. I mean, I just filled out by hand, by the way, which I'll probably not do anymore. Like 45 thank you cards. So that's
Awesome.
45 people that have made interest that they want to sell. You know, 3 months, 6 months, a year. You know.
Awesome. Well, and I'll just tell you, Carolyn, this in April alone, so I signed 12 listing contracts this month,
Oh my
4
God.
of which were directly because of those follow-ups. I call it my people farm. So you cold call them and then put them into that follow-up system. And some of these people I've been following up with for, shoot, 3 years now. Now all of a sudden,
Wow.
you start getting these, and it's just, it's an easy, I kind of call it a lay down listing. When you're
Yeah.
going out to sell by owner, you're going to compete probably against 3 or 4 other agents, which
Right.
you should still be able to win. But when you go on one of these appointments, you maybe have one other agent you're competing against, but usually it's just yourself you're competing against. So it just gets easier and easier.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How has your experience been with talking with Bob on the phone and getting a hold of him and
Well,
asking him questions?
yeah. Well, he's hilarious, first of all. um, he's been amazing. Let me tell you. The cold calling and the phone is not really a problem, you know, because I actually before I got back into real estate, I had a telemarketing background, and I learned sales over the phone. So I was like the top at my company for that. So the phone is not really a problem for me, but I don't know anything else, you know. So I got my first appointment and I was like, Bob, okay, what do I do? You know, he literally did the CMA with me. You know, we sat on the phone, we did the CMA together. I mean, anything. I call him for everything. I joked around the other day and I said, have my prepaid minutes run out? Because like I call him maybe once or twice a day sometimes, you know, and he's always eager to talk to me. He's hilarious, which is makes it all the better. And very, very, I just, whatever he says, I just do it. I don't question it. He says, do it like this. Okay, done. And I do it. And for me, that's the biggest thing. If you just tell me what to do, I'll just do it. you know. So I heard somebody say one time, it's okay to be a copycat if you copy the right cat, you know. And Bob's the cat I'm copying.
That's well said, Carolyn. So if you
Yeah.
want a proven result in your life, you follow a proven method that works, and Fearless Agent system works. It's just the reality of it. So
Yeah.
would you recommend Fearless Agent coaching and training to other real estate professionals?
Oh, definitely. I've already done that. Yeah. I've
Awesome.
already recommended. Mm-hmm.
That's great. So if you guys are watching this right now or later, because a lot of you watch this recorded, in the description I put a link. It's Bob calls it a free test drive. So you go to fearlessagent.com. There's a free 48-minute webinar that you can watch there, or you can go to the website and like Carolyn did, just register for a complimentary coaching call and talk with Bob. And so,
Yeah.
Carolyn, appreciate you coming on doing this interview.
Thank you.
I know you're busy in Florida. Once again, just say again how agents can send you referrals.
Okay, so my best form of contact is my cell phone, 954-815-2121.
And you're in Hollywood, Florida, is that right?
Yeah, technically Hollywood. I'm 25 minutes from South Beach, 25 minutes from Fort Lauderdale.
Awesome. So get a hold of her. She's awesome. She is one of my favorite fearless agents. Appreciate you being on, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.